So it's 1 year ago since Niklas and I released our first episode. Today we will just recap how did it start and most of all, what have we learned? So how did it come that two actual competitors, Niklas wanted to say sworn enemies, I don't know about that. How did it come we started to make excellent content, half decent English things to release? Well, it started 1 year ago. Niklas had posted a hot list in on LinkedIn where he listed some about B2B e-commerce, and I just couldn't stay silent. I started a long comment on it, and it was the longest comment I ever written on LinkedIn because I ran out of characters. So then I commented on it. So always remember to comment on LinkedIn. And what happened then?
Yeah, and when I saw that comment, I contacted you, and we had some discussions, and you said that you could keep on talking about B2B forever.
And then you actually said, you know what, Helena, we should record this. And that's how it started.
Exactly. And I also haven't seen the end of you talking because 1 year later you're still talking about B2B. So it's probably forever.
Yeah. So how have this collaboration then developed? What have we learned during this 1 year that we should inform people about?
Yeah, we have a lot of key findings, and I think one thing that is funny, that's almost the meme now on LinkedIn, is GEMO, which stands for Good Enough Move On. So that's part of the process we use, is that we don't overdo anything, and that's of course one key success for being productive.
Yeah. We also after I think some episode, we did a little bit of a query with some people, like, what do you want to have more? And it was... Yeah. And it was quite obvious that there should be shorter episodes. Our first episode was 10 minutes. Now we're trying to do like 2 to 3 minutes, and that we should have it weekly because previously we did bi-weekly. So we did shorter and weekly. So that was one thing we did. Yeah.
And I think that's panned out quite well.
And what did we do more?
We also switched to English because some of our e-commerce partner requested that, and I also like to challenge Helena to try new things. And
well, it was the biggest challenge for you, I would say.
Yeah, but I also think that has panned out well because previously we got a lot of leads from Scandinavia. Now we have some requests from South Africa, etc. So I think it's been...
And we upgraded our tech. We started in our bedrooms with a Teams meeting in our AirPods, and the recording process was basically that we did a Teams meeting together and recorded it. So we have upgraded quite a bit. So now we are here at the Valborg Studios and Creatives, which we think is really good and really fun. So should we share some behind the scenes? So what do you really think about me?
Yeah, of course. I think Helena is very stubborn, but I think that's also a very good trait in this, because to be successful in this, you need to be consistent. You need to do this every Monday and publish every Thursday or whatever. So I also think Helena has a sense of structure and a feel for quality that is quite complementary to my own ad hoc solutions to things. So that's also good. And a key benefit for this is, of course, your base skill or knowledgement of B2B e-commerce, because without knowing so much, this wouldn't have worked. It's not for show. It's just for skill and experience to be shared with the viewers.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me give you some feedback then. I think that, of course, the competence, that's like I would say the same, but I think one of the things that you have that I really admire is that you dare. I'm sometimes a little bit fearing. Should we really say this? And Niklas always, he dares to stand out. He dares to speak his mind. And you're also extremely positive, that sometimes when maybe you had a post that didn't fly that high, and Niklas like, that's okay. Let's do it better next week. Let's try again. So that is good, and I think it's more easy to be creative when you are two. So when we are trying to come up with topics, I might have like a brain freeze, nothing is happening, and then Niklas has some ideas, and then I get some ideas. So I think it's easier to be creative, and then you are not punctual at all. That's on your improvement.
I know.
Yeah. So what are the key learnings? Why do we keep doing this, Niklas?
I should say it has been a fun year. It's been quite developing, so I've learned a lot of things. But of course, this is part of our marketing and sales. So we have both gotten a lot of interesting business proposals from doing this. So I say that would be the key thing or reason to spend time doing this.
Yeah. And I think sometimes you shouldn't care. Yeah, I only got 10 likes. Yeah, but if you did 10 videos and got 10 likes on each of them, and then you got one business that you managed to sell in like 20 minutes, then it doesn't matter. Then it's worth the time.
That is important to stress, because from our part, a lot of the business we have gotten is from viewers that hasn't made themselves aware. No likes, no comments, no nothing. And they have viewed this, and 6 months later, we have a phone call or an email says, hey, we'd like to meet. So it's not the likes that it brings the business, definitely.
Yeah. So are there other ways to develop and sell? Sure. Can you have, but this is quite fun way to do it with actually very little money.
Yeah. What would be the alternative for us to do cold calls? So this is brilliant. This is extremely fun.
Thanks for hanging on with us, and looking forward to another year.